Welcome to episode 404 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from thegeeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror. I heard my arm during that.
This week we're doing the movie and TV version. And
yes.
Stuart, I just gotta say, whenever I watch you dance, you just remind me of the Numa guy. Like,
it's the fat. It's the fat that does it. Yeah.
No, it's more than anything. It's the flailing of your arms.
The flailing of my arm. Yeah. Well, I'm a white guy. That's how white guys dance. They flail.
It's just, I just noticed that. It just every time I'm just I just see your arms flail, and I'm just like, oh, it's just like the Numa guy.
Also the fatness, yes.
That's a callback right there. Yeah. How long ago was the Numa?
I was in high school. I was at least a sophomore when I heard it, so that would have been 2002, at least.
Yeah, I was about to say that was at least 15 years ago. Yeah, crazy. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what we've been watching.
Yeah,
we've been watching 15 years ago.
It was my fault we didn't have a podcast last week because I didn't watch a damn thing. Because I was busy with stuff, but I have watched stuff now. At least some things. So, I finally watched a movie that I've meaning to watch for a while.
Ooh, okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ooh, okay. I've watched this, so I can participate.
I enjoyed it. I knew. I liked Queen, and I don't know all of their music, but I know, Queen's greatest hits. I have that CD and I listen to that a ton.
Oh yeah,
and I knew
I've said before to you, I feel they're underrated. They don't get mentioned enough when you think of the best rock bands, your AC/DCs, your Led Zeppelins, your Black Sabbaths. Not a lot of people mention Queen, but I think
Queen is definitely there. up there. Definitely. I mean, in most people's eyes, but you may be right. But I knew nothing of Queen personally. I didn't know about what Freddie Mercury was actually like. I had no idea. I had seen the Live Aid show, but that was it. And I enjoy this a lot. To see he was actually the stereotypical, rock star, diva, always late. I felt like they might have. I feel like they might have embellished him being always late and being the only one late all the time. I feel like that may have been an embellishment, but I really enjoyed it.
It was really good, and what's his name? The guy from was it Bad Robot?
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Malik.
Yeah. Bad Robot's the
his last name is Malik
company. Remy Malik?
Remy Malik, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. I see. You knew the last name, I knew the first name.
There you go. Well, that's
yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
it's hard to think that Sacha Baron Cohen was originally like.
I don't know if I would have watched it then.
I mean, he's a good character actor, you know. But I think Remy Malik did knocked it out of the park.
He did fantastic. He did fantastic. And as Vicious said, you know, that Live Aid show though, I mean, I kind of wish that they would have, like, from what I've heard about that Live Aid show is like the only band to really show up for that Live Aid show was Queen. Like Queen just knocked out of the park with that performance and just blew everybody out of the water.
The movie made it seem like more people it was more than just Queen, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
It was a whole, like, yeah. It was more than just Queen. But like everybody talks about the Live Aid show, they talk about Queen because, like I said, Queen was the only band that showed up. Like that, when I say showed up, I mean they're really like
showed up. You mean like
they brought it.
Okay.
They
instead of like phoning it in.
Yes.
Gotcha. Now I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, it's a really good movie. Is this streaming somewhere? I want to say it is.
I rented it on Amazon. I think it is. I'd be streaming on HBO.
Maybe. Let's see.
Just watch.
I'm already there. Nope. Not streaming anywhere right now. Okay. I feel like it was when I watched it, but I could be wrong there. Anyways, yeah, it was fat. Like it was real interesting. Like especially the the name Bohemian Rhapsody, that section where it showed them like coming up with the song and everything. Like that was really interesting.
Like them actually doing that whole thing for Bohemian Rhapsody was interesting. And I heard that shit, I'm forgetting band members' names.
Was it Brian Mayhew or May?
Brian May? Yeah, he was actually on set for most of this to like give like
that's what tips. I've seen. Yeah, like for to like his fact checker.
Yes,
sort of. Yeah. I've seen him. I've seen him say stuff recently about like his relationship with Freddie Mercury and stuff like that. That's why I was able to pull out the name like so easily. It was because I've seen something recently when he was an article talking about it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and like I had no idea that that Freddie went solo for a hot minute. I had no idea. And
Jesus, here's the headline. Brian May feels grateful to be alive after his stomach exploded.
There you go.
That's a headline.
Yeah.
Jesus. Apparently he suffered a heart attack recently. I guess that's another reason why I've been seeing a lot of stuff of him grateful to be alive and all this and that.
And going
2020, you need to stop it.
Right. And going back to the actual recording of the Bohemian Rhapsody and that whole bit. One, I loved that Mike Myers was that guy.
Oh yeah.
Because the fact that line was teenagers are not going to put it into their turn up on the radios and bang their heads to it. Like that is such a, I had to pause because I was laughing.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
But I kind of felt like And it wasn't like during the whole thing where like talking about like the words that they use in actually Bohemian Rhapsody, like, and the way that that Rami Malek kind of portrayed what his face was doing, it kind of almost seemed like it was something for his dad. That was never actually like that was like the feeling that I got from it, because like because his dad was so against what he was doing. So like that was for his dad. I don't know. I could have been putting shit into that. But but if you haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody, I recommend seeing it.
He had won awards, right? Didn't he win an award for his performance? I think, or he was at least nominated.
Does IMDb tell you about awards won?
There's a nominations.
Not jumping out at me if it does. I'm sure it got at least nominated for something. Wikipedia will tell me. Accolades.
I'm trying to look at it now. Yeah, Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance. Wait.
Won 4 awards.
He won an Academy Award
at the
for
Academy
Best
Award.
Actor. Yeah.
Best Actor, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing.
Yeah, he won an Academy Award for Best Actor, a Golden Globe for the Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, the Screen Actor Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role, and a BAFTA Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role for his performance of Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. So yeah, he well deserved, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely I would ditto that. If you're vaguely interested, check it out. Just you get to listen to Queen music while you watch the movie too.
That's right.
That alone, that alone is worth it. Okay.
What have you been watching?
I guess well, you talked about a movie. I can talk about a movie too. We were I had said, let's talk about stuff we were watching now instead of something 15 years ago, but something I watch now relates to something 20 years ago.
Okay.
I watched the new Digimon movie.
Oh.
Was it Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kazuna? Kazuna? I think that's how you say it. This released recently, actually. I think it was in theater. It was in theaters in February, and then it came out I want to say last month on like VOD. Only some VODs. Like it's not on Google Play. I don't know if
where I would
I
find it. It would be Google Play.
Yeah. The option I chose was Microsoft, like the Xbox Microsoft Store rental thing. It's on there out of all places. I think I told you that too when I discovered this was actually a thing, and I told you it's not on Google Play, it's on Microsoft.
Which I thought you were going to watch it for last time, so I actually got the image for it last time.
Yeah. I just had forgotten last time, but It was at a point where I'm like, oh man, I don't have a lot to talk about. I can watch this. I've been meaning to watch this, so let me do this. And then I sent you a message. Hey, let's push the recording back like
Wow.
15 minutes because
It is only available on Microsoft and Apple and
okay,
Apple
yeah.
TV.
I
That's
thought
it.
I knew it was only on two things. Yeah,
That was it. Wow.
it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would they do that? Why would they? And because if you search for it, you can see, and it's like add to wish list or whatever on like Google Play, or that's it. Like it's in there, but you can't do anything with it. It's just like the image and add to wish list or whatever. But this is a story that continues with the original Digi Destin characters that you know
Hmm.
and love.
Or the
Ty,
only
Matt.
ones if you stopped watching at a certain time.
I mean, the sequels, the first sequel series wasn't
I
bad.
I
Where
didn't
it was
watch anything after Ty and all, and
where it
so
was TK and Kari were the main ones,
yeah.
and there was a couple others that wasn't bad. But after that, I didn't know. I stopped because it just because I think after that there wasn't any like any of the other ones after that there wasn't any of the originals to keep me interested. But yeah, you got Ty and Matt and uh Kari, Izzy, all the TK, all the
And the
original
rest.
characters. Um the animation is interesting. It's not, it's a it you can tell it definitely can tell the characters, but it's definitely different than the original because it's 20 years later, and it's some aspects of it look better, and but some of like the very beginning was a little off-putting to like, oh, this is kind of weird, the way they're going. Okay. The voice actors, they got about like half of the original voice actors.
Okay.
Like they got the voice actor for Ty, but they didn't get the original for Matt, which was really kind of off-putting. Like I spent some time like on IMDb, like like, oh, this isn't this doesn't sound like the same actor for Matt, and I looked and it's like, oh no, it's not. Okay.
Behind the voice
um
actors has that's usually where I go.
oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay.
That's got a much better list of.
And I also found out that the voice actor for Izzy is also the same voice actor for Sheila or Kyle's mom on South Park, which really put me in a weird place thinking like, wait, what? Huh? What? That's that's odd. Okay. But yeah, like about half of them. Some of them they didn't get. I think the uh oh, what was the I'm drawing a blank. I want to say Ben. No, the not Izzy, but the other male. That's not Matt or Ty. Joe. Okay, Joe. Yeah,
Yes.
Joe. Joe. I think the original voice. I saw an article like when this came out to VOD, like that. Like I guess it was like it was an interview with the voice actor on how on what his feelings were playing the character, since I guess I guess the original voice actor passed away who played Joe, so that kind
Hmm.
of sucks. But he wasn't in it much. Some of the voice actors weren't in it, that much, or some of the characters weren't in it enough to really make it a huge noticeable, thing. Um they did have like I was saying, like the second like season people where it was like uh TK and uh Kari as the like when they were a little older. They had those people, and like the guy who I forget some of the characters names, but like the Digimon Emperor, whoever that the real guy character name for that, I can't remember, but him. And they had a character who was kind of like a replacement for Ty, called what was his name? Started with a D, I think. But like the some of those characters, like some of them had the original voice actors, which it's like, okay, die, and then some of them didn't, and I'm like, oh, you know, hmm. And they actually had like some of those characters were in it a bit more than I would have thought. But
Hmm.
it mostly like the whole like plot of it is like, there's this Digimon that's taking, like, it's capturing the conscience of people, like it's leaving their bodies behind, and it's like capturing them. And you know uh they're trying to figure out what's going on. And there's the other thing that's going on is like, oh, like the older digidestineds, like Ty and Matt and them, they're pretty much adults now. They're like in college and
Right.
like grad school type stuff. So their bond is, like it talks about like the potential. Once your potential is what, as kids, is what connects you with the Digimon, and what makes your bond strong and stuff like that. And once you grow up, I guess, lose your potential, and then your bond ends and the Digimon disappear. And that's like throughout the whole throughout most of it. Like, it's not quite at the very beginning, but pretty close to the beginning. That plot line is added into it. And it's kind of a, like a fear that the characters are having,
Hmm.
where it's like, oh, we're gonna have to say goodbye to our Digimon, and whatnot again.
Right. Yeah. I watched the trailer for that a while ago, and I thought like, oh no, I'm gonna cry at the fucking trailer.
Oh, I I remember the end of the last scene of the original series. I bawled as a kid, where they're like driving away in the car, and they're having to say goodbye, and it's playing the Digimon song all soft and slow.
Right.
Um, you know,
Thank you, Vicious Squirrely, for the follow.
it was that, and then in the Pokemon movie where the Pikachu is refusing to fight the clone Pikachu. That was another moment as a kid. I remember I bawled like a baby.
Right.
Funny enough, but yeah. So it was like you kind of had it was kind of like emotional, because like, especially if you're a pet owner. If you're a pet owner who's ever like bonded with a pet before, the Digimon are kind of like pets. They're pets slash friends. Like, I you know I and I have a I love my dog so much. I have a close bond with them, and so it definitely got me in the feels. But
Yeah, but at the same
it's
time, we all killed our Tamagotchis. So I mean,
we didn't all kill our Tamagotchis. Our mothers did when they forgot to feed them while we were in school. uh, anyways, um, but yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's some craziness, and of course, there's a some they pretty much go through almost all the main evolutions. They didn't go through. I don't remember seeing War Greymon, the
Oh,
like the kick ass, you know, like oh the badass Agumon.
right.
I forget what they're I forget the evolution names. They all have
Ultimate?
names like
Ultimate.
Was it Ultimate?
I
Yeah,
think it was
okay.
Ultimate
The Ultimate, yeah.
because
But they did
Mega would have
but
been great. Great Greymon.
thought Greymon was champion
Maybe it was.
and Mega is Metal Greymon. Cuz the movie starts out where when there's a Parrotmon like wrecking, you know, the city or whatever, and they have to have like Angemon and Angelwomon and Greymon and Garurumon, and then Greymon has to digivolve to Metal Greymon and all just to take care of a Parrotmon, and I'm like, what? I don't remember the Parrotmon like being because you know they made Angemon like because that was like towards the end of the first season, right? Or the first arc or whatever, where Angemon appears or whatever, and
Yeah.
against Devimon, they made him out to be this big like because what was it? Was it Gatomon and Patamon? They're actually champions. They're actually in their that's actually their champion state, and
Right.
Angemon and Angewomon are their mega, which is the weird thing. But anyways, it's good. All in all, I enjoyed it. It's you know, it definitely makes a lot of references to Digimon that fans will enjoy. Like I said, it I didn't watch any past like the second like season of it or whatever, I, where you know, so I don't know if there were references made from the past ones, but I definitely got so there's definitely I definitely noticed references from the first two like seasons or shows or I don't know how you I guess, I guess they were technically different shows, right? Or were they just different seasons?
Japan's kind of weird. There were technically different shows. Okay. Greymon's champion. Metal Greymon is ultimate. War Greymon is mega.
Huh. Okay. Digimon. Trying to look at the list of the different shows, but anyways, yeah, there. It was mostly about the original Digidestins, but there was, you know, there was they did have like I said, like the second season, the characters who were with TK and Kari,
Yeah, there were
you
two
know.
seasons of Digimon Adventures. Then it was Digimon Tamers, Digimon Frontier, Digimon Data Squad, Digimon Fusion, Digimon Adventure Try, Digimon Universe App Monsters, and then Digimon Adventure, which I think is the remake of the first season, which I think is airing now.
I think we talked about that one where it's like kind of a remake, but kind of not because like they're in that you had said like they're in the actual world or whatever, and I don't know, like, but yeah, no. Digimon, no, I don't, no, I don't. Is that Digimon Tamers that I'm trying to click on a thing? No, that's not. Okay, I didn't watch Digimon Tamers, so I guess it was the technically second season of the original Digimon show, or but they
Yeah, the
weren't like real
second.
seasons because there was a lot like of the first like season, I guess, episodes.
Yeah, the second season is the one with TK and Kari being, the leftovers.
Yeah, and there were appearances from the others throughout that series. Yeah, I know. I really enjoy the original Digimon. Like, I really enjoy that. It's definitely one of my favorites.
I
Favorite,
noticed a trend,
waking
by
up
the way, looking at all of these seasons. There's a dude with
with
goggles
goggles.
on all of them.
Yeah.
In all of them, dude with goggles.
Is there somebody with a whistle?
I can't tell from just
Uh,
looking at these images.
Gotcha. How many episodes were in season 1 of Digimon? I'm curious now. Because that was a that
Uh,
lasted a while, I thought.
54.
Yeah, see that's a lot. Because
Season
they had
2
the
was
original arc with
50.
yeah, they had the original like arc where it was like, you know, Devimon was the villain, and then they had to go back. They had to go back to the real world, and then they went back to the Digi world, and all kinds of time had passed, and it was like what was it? It was that like Elvis creature, that Elvis wannabe Digimon that was like a baddie, and
Don't remember that.
uh, yeah, he was like a monkey Elvis character. Etamon.
That I
Yeah.
do. Okay, now I do remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like Elvis.
You said
Like
you said
he
monkey,
talked like Elvis.
and that clicked for me.
Yeah.
I do remember
Yeah.
that now.
And then after that, they had like, what was, I think it was like, it was a group of evil Digimon, like Piedmon, and that's the only one I can remember. There was, but yeah.
Phantomon, Megaseedramon, Tuskmon,
Yeah.
Bakamon. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, because I'm on the Digimon wiki. I've got them all right here.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I've only ever watched the original series. It was just the 2 seasons of that. Yeah, because I was it they got weird, or at least whenever I would be like, oh, there's a new Digimon show, huh? Let me look. Oh, that's no, they're okay.
It
That's
got it got
odd.
it got weird in the same way that
Did they're
that Yu-Gi-Oh got weird.
they're
Like,
digivolving with the Digimon? Like that's odd. Yeah, yeah, like the 5D Yu-Gi-Oh, where they're like
yeah,
racing on
let's race on these motorcycles and
cards.
battle at the same damn time. Like, you can do one or the other. I mean, come on. You can't pay attention to both.
I remember watching the first episode as it premiered of that, and just like, no, this is not for me. You know. Yeah, but yeah, Digimon was definitely one of the Saturday morning cartoons, that one of my favorites from back then. So this movie definitely was a good look back, and I'm interested in once if the show, hopefully that like reboot show or whatever gets like a dub.
I think it does have a. I was just on behind the voice actors, and I think I saw.
I don't think it's
A,
out yet though.
well, at least it's got
At least the
cast.
okay, that's good.
Let
Then.
me
Yeah.
double check.
because when I first saw this movie had released, like when I went to look at the site I go to see like the new releases of anime and stuff, I thought, wait, is this the show? Is this that show that Stuart and I were talking about a little bit ago? And then I looked more into it and was like, oh no, it's the actual movie. Okay. It's an hour 40. It's not, it's a typical movie length. It's
Okay, I saw it. Where did I see it?
and it also definitely had like vibes of like the first Digimon movie too. I remember I saw that in theaters as a kid.
Oh, here it is. Okay, it only looks like okay. I only see a Japanese cast, so nothing yet.
It was weird because they had a character they had a character in the movie who was like the a review he revealed, like, minor spoilers, I guess. It's just this random character. He revealed, oh yeah, I'm Agent whatever Yamada from the FBI, and I'm like,
There
what?
can, there can be a Yamada in the FBI.
But I think the FBI don't operate outside of the U.S.
You're right. They don't.
Right?
It'd be
That's
it'd
the
be
CIA.
it'd be the CIA.
Yeah, I only know that because I'll talk about that more later. But yeah, okay.
Here's something interesting. The narrator in the Japanese Digimon Adventure, the current one, is the voice of Goku.
Oh, interesting. Huh. The old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna. It's out on Apple or Xbox, Microsoft, whatever.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it's when it will come to other platforms, but I mean, like I said, Xbox is where I watched it. So, what else you got?
Well, the other movie that I watched, similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, it actually watching Bohemian Rhapsody made me want to watch this movie too, because it's another movie that based off of a band, or at least some way based off a band. That's Yesterday.
Oh, okay. See. I was thinking, wait, is this like Rocket
Man? No, not Rocket Man.
No,
nope.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah. It's Yesterday.
I've seen this one too. I've seen this one as well.
I enjoyed this to an extent. I had some issues with it because when you think of the Beatles, okay, first quick synopsis. Yesterday is about this guy who gets hit by a bus and wakes up and the Beatles don't exist. Or they never formed a band or whatever. So, and he's a musician, so what do you do but write some of the greatest songs of all time? Write is in quotes. And yeah, he becomes famous and like really darn fast.
Have you heard about the theory of this? Like,
no.
There's a theory that that Ed Sheeran, this happened to Ed Sheeran. And that's why he was able to, that's why it's funny he's in the movie,
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's a theory that like this was Ed Sheeran because, he just out of nowhere had how many hits? Like, so I thought that was kind of funny. They put him in the movie because, I only know about this theory because of the movie, but
right.
I heard.
But yeah, the problems I have with this movie is like the guy wasn't necessarily the greatest singer. Like he could sing, don't get me wrong, he could sing, but like the Beatles sung it better. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like there's
I
no
don't
way
think he ever like.
there's no way
I don't think.
he would have become as that darn popular like that unless he was a better
I
singer.
feel like it was. I feel like it
That's all
was
I'm
more
saying.
of the songs were actually good. That good.
Well, they
Like they're
are
actually
good.
that good.
They are good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say that they are that good, but like he just so like that's was like him singing those songs. Like no, like they would have had him be a songwriter and have somebody else like perform it. Like that's how that would have really gone down.
Yeah.
Like once Kate McKinnon's uh devil character came devil. She was an agent, but she was smart. She was smarmy and all that shit. But once she got into the picture, like that's when it was like, okay, you're gonna write for this band. That's how that would have worked out.
I have mixed feelings about Kate McKinnon. I'm not quite sure if I like her or not. Like,
I like she's good at being what she was at that. Like she was
yeah, like
she was like
she does that a lot.
she
But I'm
does
not
that a
like.
lot though.
But you don't really like. You don't really like that character, but you don't really hate that character either. It's just
No.
like it's weird. Like I said, I'm not quite sure how I feel about Kate McKinnon, and that's like one of the few like actors where I feel that way, where it's like I don't dislike you, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Like, but yeah,
And uh, kind of spoilers for the end though. I thought he was in a coma the whole time and he would have woken up at the end. That
it was all a dream.
that's exactly what I thought. It was all a dream, and nope,
And
that's
you
not
were
how the
there,
movie
and
ended.
you were there, and you were there. No.
And yeah, but yeah, and it wasn't just like the Beatles didn't exist. It was like Coca-Cola, cigarettes, Harry Potter. Like wow, the two biggest exports of England, Harry Potter and the Beatles don't exist. Okay. Um, but like also like without the Beatles, music would be so different today. Like
Oh,
that's
definitely.
like you could not even begin to guess what music would be like without the Beatles because
They've inspired so many
right
like
like you
artists.
talk about Queen, the Beatles. I the Beatles are probably one of my favorite bands, really, and I 100% enjoy their music a lot. Um, but they were so inspirational to almost everybody.
Yeah, I feel like it's an insult when you hear people say Rolling Stones or Beatles. It's Beatles. Come on, like no
It really
questions about
is the
it.
Beatles.
Like
Yeah,
the average person on the street can name you Beatles song. Like you ask them to name you, five Rolling Stones. I can't even name five Rolling Stone
I
songs, to
can't
be
either.
honest.
I can't either.
Yeah, but yeah, the Beatles are definitely just yeah, they're pretty much one of the best ever. Like
Also,
rightfully so.
I
Like
I found it funny that um one of the songs that he had trouble with is one of my favorite songs, Eleanor Rigby. Like that
oh
was the one
man.
like he can't remember. Like it's the priest, damn it! It's the priest with the socks. No, it's not. It's not Eleanor Rigby. Damn it!
See that was such a good scene though. Like him trying to remember the songs and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
oh, it was so great. I love that's another great movie. I remember seeing the trailer for that when I was seeing I can't remember. Like it was there's some movie in theater, but I was just like it was like the trailer for that, the trailer for Rocket Man, and the trailer for that Billy Joel like fan movie or whatever, where that guy goes, is such a fan of Billy Joel or whatever. Like, no, Bruce Springsteen. That's the
Oh,
one
that's
where
it.
the
Yeah.
guy's like such a like the all three of those were trailers for the movie I was watching, and I'm just like, this is a theme. Like,
Well, a lot of like music movies came out around the same time though.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I also like the fact that he was not the only one to remember the Beatles. Like two random people showed up. Like, I remember them too. Here's a yellow submarine. And like they all started singing, "We all live in a yellow submarine." And I was just thinking, man, if
And they
somebody
were
if
just
somebody
you thought
walked
they
in
were
on
gonna
that
be
point, they would have thought they were absolutely nuts.
yeah, it's fascinating how like they were you kind of thought they were going to be mad at him, but like no,
Right.
they were thrilled he was able to bring that music, cuz
Right. Like they showed that Russian guy, and I'm like, oh, he knows like he knows like George or Paul. Like he knows one of them. And I was like, you stole our songs, because there was that scene in the trailer with James Corden. I was like, and we've got two people who said they wrote those songs, and that was in the movie, but it was a dream. That wasn't quite clear.
yeah.
So, but I really enjoyed this one. Um, I, this one is streaming only on HBO, I believe. No, well, it was streaming on HBO last week, but now you can only rent it on AMC on demand. But I was like,
What?
yeah, that's the only place you can rent it,
Okay.
at least according
Oh
to
yeah,
Just Watch.
weird. Yeah,
But
that's odd.
I ended up buying it on Amazon. I'm like, might as well.
It's a
And
really good movie. Yeah, I
I'm not
enjoyed it.
I'm not sad I bought it.
Yeah, was a definitely good movie. Great music. Another great music to, because it's the Beatles, just like the other movie, it's Queen
Yeah,
music. Like, so yeah, the
right. And
music
also
is definitely good.
I also mentioned that like I kind of I kind of get why they did this, but at the same time, I like the original better. When they played a lot of the Beatles songs, though, they were covers, and they were covers like they would do them today. They were like modern rock covers. Like, I get that, but I enjoy the original though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like that's if you were trying to, because you saw he was trying to produce these songs,
Right?
but you know,
Hey Jude became
the
Hey Dude.
Hey,
Like,
do yeah, just because of all the influence from all the other people helping him create it,
right?
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of a dumb joke, but like it gets the point across of like, hey, that what if these songs were being written today
Yeah,
versus back then? The world's completely different now,
yeah.
like for better or for worse, mostly worse.
Especially this year.
Yep. Uh,
But yeah, I recommend, if you like the Beatles, watch Yesterday.
yeah, I
Also,
second that.
Yesterday might be my favorite Beatles song.
I don't know what my favorite would be. Um, I really like I Am the Walrus because it's just so weird.
Okay.
It's just so weird. I mean, that might be like one of my like not like my favorite not as popular, Beatles songs.
I feel like a lot of people know I am the Walrus.
I get, but not as much as like some of the like I yeah. Anyways,
Well, yeah, like not
I
like
don't know. There's so many.
yesterday or together or um Hey Jude. Like I'm just trying to think. Um, there's a lot.
There's a lot. Like yeah, there's a lot that I'm trying. I'm going through my mind, but I'm like I'm not quite sure if that's the actual title of the song or not. You know, like
Right.
help is that the title?
Uh, help. I know what song that is. Might be help.
Yeah,
Might be help.
yeah. But it's like one of
Please
those
help
where
me.
it's like
Maybe.
please help. Yeah, it's like I'm not quite sure, but I know the song. Like it's a good song. You know.
Looking it up. Please help. It is help.
Okay, yeah. So okay. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, yeah. It's crazy how many amazing songs the Beatles have.
Right,
Like,
and like the genres that they go through.
oh yeah.
Like,
I
because like
mean, hell, they created genres.
when I was a kid, they did actually. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
like I only thought, the Beatles were the bobbed hair guys with the tambourines. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't care for the Beatles. But then, I'd get into the car with my dad, and sing come together, not knowing that was the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I was like, wow, that was the Beatles. That's amazing. And then I really started listening to them. And I was like, wow, they go a lot of places. And
They really do. Yeah.
not that long ago, I looked up like the how did metal come to be? Like what was the evolution of metal? And the Beatles, Helter Skelter, is one of them. Like that is like a proto metal song. Is Helter Skelter?
Yeah. You know, they've influenced a lot of different genres and a lot of different artists. Like it's amazing. It really is. Anyways,
But yeah, Beatles, amazing band. But everybody knows that. What else have you watched?
let's see what else. I s- I started on a show that I started on a while, like when it first premiered, like 5 years ago or whatever. I watched a little bit of it and just kind of fell off. I don't know why. Just one of those things. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't necessarily bad, but it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it, but it's just one of those things where it's like stuff happens.
Oh yeah.
Blind Spot,
Huh. Okay.
the show with Jamie Alexander, who plays Sif in the Thor movie or in the Marvel universe.
Right.
In fact, it's this show that she didn't re-portray her role as Lady Sif in like the last whatever Marvel movies. It's where she plays Jane Doe. She's found in a bag on Times Square, and
I'm pretty sure I've
she's
seen the first episode of this.
yeah, she's naked in the bag. She comes out of the bag and she's just covered in tattoos.
Right.
And she has no idea who she is or anything because she's had like, hey, it's this drug makes you forget. Well, your whole body is, it's like
What was that? What
this
was that
many
the
this
movie that did that? Like he used
I
tattoos to remember.
I don't know. But it's like, oh, here this drug where this small amount can make you forget stuff. Well, her whole body is flooded with this. So she doesn't remember anything. Which it's always interesting how like those like it's like okay, you have amnesia, you don't remember anything, but yet you still remember basic stuff like how to talk. You remember the English language. It's funny how like
Memento.
you remember
That was it.
oh, this is a car. I remember what this device is or this device or like you always remember a lot of stuff, but you don't it's always like you don't remember your personal things in your
Right.
life. I always thought that was interesting. And when like if you actually did get full blown amnesia, would you forget like how to speak?
I don't know.
That's just one of the things like stuff like that, or would you remember like because they always make people with amnesia in movies and TV, they always are able to make references of stuff, and it's like how do you know what that is if you don't remember like s- like it's just I've always thought that was an interesting like I wonder because it's like I've never known anyone with amnesia, and
Yeah. Yeah. So some people do forget how to speak
yeah, okay,
because you can get, well, I don't, because amnesia can come from a stroke. So I don't know if that inability to speak comes from the amnesia or the stroke. I don't know.
yeah. See, that just maybe you may not be able to like, but that's not the case in this circumstance, and it's like the tattoos all covered over her body. They end up having purposes and meanings, and they're puzzles to figure out that lead to like bad guys
Right.
to take down. It's the FBI that she ends up working with, and it's one of those procedural crime shows with a twist, you know. Like the previous one I talked about was Blacklist,
Right.
and this is just like that, but it's a female who can't remember anything who has tattoos that lead to the bad guys instead of you know a bad guy himself. So I'm on season, I think this is on Hulu, by the way. They have, I think, 5 seasons so far. I'm halfway through season 11, I believe. Let me see. How many episodes are in season 11? That's always the thing. Like some of these shows, they start out with like 20 something episodes and then they like, yeah, okay, yeah. So the first 4 seasons are about 22 episodes each, and then the fifth season is 11 episodes. I'm not quite sure if that's because of COVID. That probably is because of COVID, actually.
They haven't
Because the
shot
first,
any for a while. I know this
yeah.
for a reason. Then this is before New Year's. They haven't shot any this year at all. I know, here's
Oh,
why I know this. Because one of the recurring actors on there is on Critical Role,
oh,
and
really? Who?
she is gone a lot for Critical Role because she's shooting Blind Spot. Ashley Johnson, the lab tech girl.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, she's actually
Yeah.
gone a lot for a Critical Role because she is shooting Blind Spot. And I've seen a clip
Okay.
of Blind Spot where they make fun of
Oh, the
her.
show ended.
Oh, it did
Oh,
end. Okay. Um,
yeah. Okay. It ended. Okay.
they make fun of her for playing D and D,
In
and
the
then
show, yeah.
and there's like, one of your 4 hour D&D games. It's kind of funny because Critical Role lasts about 4 hours, and then she brings up her character that she played in the first campaign of Critical Role, which was a gnome cleric.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Um, yeah. She's a good character. There's a spot where like one of the seasons, they all like kind of take a break and they all go their own ways, and then something happens and they have to all come back together.
Sure.
She ends up making her character ends up making this app game called like Elf Town or Wizard Town or something like that. And
Okay.
it's like there's 75 million people who downloaded it, and there's one character that's like, really, $3.75? Oh my god! Like, and then the character ends up making like she's able to she has like a back door where she's able to like NSA illegal NSA stuff like through the game itself or whatever.
Sure.
And she's like, I've never done this until now, but and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, there's it's it's got a lot of the typical characters. You got the main hard ass tough male character. You got the
Sure.
geeky nerdy lab tech who can, you know, pretty much. Oh yeah, this. Oh, I can decrypt all the stuff, and until she can't, because oh, they really encrypted this really well, or it's like every time they try to track a phone signal, it's like, oh well, no, they bounced it off of Antarctica to Alaska to here to the, and it's like it didn't.
No, I'm laughing for another reason. I'm actually laughing because of Critical Role. You need to watch Critical Role, dude, because, and not just for the Critical Role part, but like for the ads that they do. Because lately they've been doing a lot of ads for NordVPN, and like they're skits. They're like skits that they do, and lately for the NordVPN stuff, they've been doing this skit where they're making fun of all those tech shit. And it was literally one that I watched today. Like, oh no, they DDS my RAM spot. Just making up like it's bullshit. They know it's bullshit. It's like they're just making fun of the tech jargon that they as actors have to say.
Yeah. It's funny because you listen and it's like, some of those words they said are actual tech words, and then
Yeah,
so some of them aren't, and it's just it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, I've been watching this. Like I said, I'm on halfway through season 3, and it's good. I like I said, I didn't stop watching it because I didn't like it. It's just it's just sometimes stuff happens and you just kind of forget and whatnot. It's just a lot easier to now that it's all there and I can just watch it all at once instead of having to remember. Okay, it's on NBC on whatever night of the week.
right.
I've got to remember to watch it either that night or the next day on Hulu or whatever, and then. But I'm also, I think I think it was just I got lost. I just was This was back when like the CW stuff was actually good, so I was busy watching that, you know,
Mm.
versus now where it's like I don't care about any of the CW stuff. Like so, yeah, this but yeah, it's weird. The tattoos are just like, oh yeah, we'll take this tattoo, and this this tattoo looks like it has archways, so this has to be this. And then they like, let's impose this tattoo on this map, and then let's look at where this lane, just like all kinds of weird like
Right.
weird like you know puzzly stuff or whatever. And but overall, it's what it is. It's a procedural drama or procedural crime drama show that has a twist. And like I said, I like those. The ones that have a interesting twist, and some characters you can relate to, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it does have some of the tropes, like, okay, this character's now has a drug problem. This
Sure.
character has a gambling problem. This character is lying to this character about that. Like there's a lot of
Something
drama,
bad happened to
like
them
personal drama.
personally. Now they're an alcoholic. And that
Yeah, stuff like
and they're
that.
on the self-destructive path where they're, you know, they're also kind of suicidal and get ahead of themselves. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And there's corruption in the government, which that's real life. But anyways,
Was anybody surprised with that one? That wasn't a twist.
Yeah,
That's just a
like
fact.
it's just funny sometimes. It's like, oh, there's like there's a scene where like there was a nuke that they disarm they one of the character the main male character, like they were looking for a nuke and he ended up getting on a plane where they were gonna like drop the nuke or whatever, and he ends up disarming it and it turns out to be easy. It's just entering a code and clicking disarm, and they
Right.
turn to like the lab tech turns to like the I guess the guy who's like in charge, who's working with them of the nukes or whatever, and he's like, "What? It's our nukes. We want to make it easy to disarm." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, okay, I'll buy that." Like, if I was making a nuke, I would want to make it easy to disarm as well, because
Sure.
you don't want to be. But and then it gets like dropped, like they drop it or whatever, like the bad guy drops it and then activates it or rearms it with like her wristwatch smartwatch thing or whatever,
Sure.
and then
Sure.
then
Because
she
that's how
then
nukes work, and they're not controlled by fucking floppy disk like our. Okay.
oh no, this gets better, Stuart. Then the main character, the main male character, and the bad guy get in a fight. The main character shoots and falls out, and then he has to put on a parachute and jump and dive to the person the bad guy he shot, and disarm it with the watt on the with.
Sure.
There's goofy stuff like that, but like it's I don't know. It's
That's
like one of
actually
those, I guess,
why
like,
nuclear attack has not gone to the 21st century. Is actually because of that shit. They are
yeah,
nukes are really controlled by floppy disks.
it's just dumb stuff like that. That's just like, I watch a couple episodes a night and just it's entertainment. I'm not looking for
Right.
anything more than just entertainment from stuff like this.
Absolutely. Turn off your brain shit. Yep.
Yeah. And there's a lot of funny characters. Like there's this recurring character that's like now like he was in it a couple episodes, but now he's like in it more now. He's like this he became rich or whatever, and from I forget exactly what, but like then he became like a black market, like, or black, or what's the black web dealer or whatever, and he legally changed his name to rich.com. And
Sure. Sure.
he's just a goofy, like, not necessarily a douchey character, but like semi douchey, like, like, he's like hitting on her, but then he's also hitting on him, and he's like, "Hey, I invited both of y'all to," just like he's one of those like just zany, goofy criminal characters, and he's now kind of being more recurring because he's like working off his debt or whatever, because he is like this big cyber tech guy. That was his bread and butter, so he's helping with the tech stuff, but it's just there's some fun characters in this. But yeah, it's a fun show. Like I said, there's 5 seasons, 100 episodes. It ended at 100 exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of, isn't that like the magic number for like syndication, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Although like Not a lot of shows are syndicated anymore, right? It's like streaming now.
No, because
Unless streaming counts as
nobody
syndication.
watches TV, so there's nothing to syndicate.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting how syndication is kind of like not really a thing anymore.
Mm.
Like, all right, what else you got?
I've got a show that I've started watching because not all of it is fucking out yet.
Oh, really?
Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Only the second episode came out today. I haven't watched it yet.
I'm waiting on to watch it, to have a couple episodes to watch it once.
I get you. I didn't know it was only an episode a week until I was done with it. So I was done with the first episode. I'm like,
last year or last season.
was it a weekly? I swore it was all out at once.
I think they might have had a couple episodes at once, and then it was weekly. That might have been they
Maybe.
had released like 2 or 3, and then it was weekly.
I actually was like,
Yeah.
was the first season weekly? And you didn't never answer me. So I'm like, I didn't care to look it up. So
Did you ask me that?
I did. But like I said, I didn't care enough to look it up, so I didn't. Shit, I lost what I was gonna say. First episode was awesome. It definitely had a holy shit moment at the very end. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there was a holy fuck moment. Same with the last scene in the last season. There was a holy fuck moment for completely different reasons.
No, you never asked me. You just said I do not like that The Mandalorian is weekly.
Oh, I thought
And then you send me a link that says, "Here is the link to the one shot next weekend."
Well, that was it right there. I just asked you. Well, I don't know what the confusion is.
So I would have told you if I would have been asked.
I mean, obviously you were. So, but I can't wait to see how this plays out. If it even does play out, or if this was just a one thing for this one episode.
That's the reason why I'm kind of waiting for more episodes to watch it once. Is like I hate the feeling of like having to wait. I'm so used to binge watching.
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is though,
now.
Well, I'm afraid of getting spoiled. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I was spoiled on the surprise. Because I was kind of waiting for it, but I thought it was talking about something else. But then it didn't. You have to watch it to really understand what I mean by that.
See, I say this, but I'm probably gonna watch both episodes like tonight or something. Like I always have intentions on waiting, but after like a couple episodes, I always cave and just watch those.
There was a tie-in actually, and this is something that I read ahead of time, and it's not really much of a spoiler, really. There was a tie-in to Knights of the Old Republic, to Mandalorian, in the form of an item. Because in Knights of the Old Republic, you can kill crate dragons and get crate dragon pearls. There's a straight up crate dragon pearl in the first episode.
That's pretty cool.
Crate dragons are is the creature that Obi-Wan Kenobi scares the Jawas away with the noise. and in A New Hope. No, not was it Jawas or Sand People? It was Sand People. Where he's scared the same people away, making a noise that has been like done like redone like 3 times now. What noise that creature made in the different re-edits. Well, we finally see that creature, and it is basically a graboid from Tremors. Fuck, that reminds me. I watched another movie. So yeah, but I hope the ending of the first episode plays out to be something and not just a here's a tease for real fans.
Yeah, okay. It's funny when you said Obi-Wan, you reminded me in the Digimon movie, they had Jedi made an appearance. I don't know if you remember that character.
No.
He was a straight like Obi-Wan Kenobi like looking character in Digimon, like in the original Digimon. Like yeah, he had like an old version and then like a young version of himself, which is very weird.
Just like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but yeah,
But
just,
Mandalorian season 2. I'm excited.
yeah.
Release the rest of the episodes all at once, please.
Along with other Disney stuff, like come on now, like
WandaVision.
give me. I mean, that's supposed to come out, right? Isn't that supposed to come out soon?
It's supposed to come out soon. Yeah,
like
Falcon
December?
and Winter Soldier. I think that's a little bit farther off.
That was supposed to already be here. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was supposed to be out in like September, I think. Originally, before all the COVID and all that stuff, you know. It's weird. I saw like something that said, I think it was, I forget, it was like one of the days this week. It was like, or maybe it was today or yesterday. It was like, I think it was yesterday. It was like Eternals was supposed to be out today. I think this was yesterday. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. You know, damn. You forget about Black Widow. Like Eternals was supposed to be out.
Right.
Wow. It's just, it's crazy. When does WandaVision, it says December 2020. Oh, you know, we've seen, they've had trailers and stuff like that. They've shown stuff off, you know, so it's a weird cast. Like, do you know who's in it? Like, because it's Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, of course.
Right.
And Evan Peters is in it. Kat Dennings is in it. She's, I guess, playing Darcy again.
I mean, who else would she play?
But it's like, well, what does Darcy have to do with WandaVision? Like, you know, I just, I don't, and who's Evan Peters going to be? Like, I mean, is he, I guess I guess he's going to be, they're bringing him back. Like, I don't know. It's weird. A lot of speculation.
Park. I like Randall Park. He's funny.
There's a lot of speculation that that WandaVision's going to, you know, it's going to introduce the X-Men, or it's going to do this, or it's going to do that, you know, like, yeah, see, that's the weird thing. Like Evan Peters plays is the Quicksilver from Days of Future Past. That's the weird thing about it.
Could
Is he
be
gonna?
another dimension.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, is he gonna be that, or is he just gonna be like another character that
Could be.
they have a nod to, or like a cheeky nod to, or like what? It's weird. And then it says Benedict Cumberbatch is supposed to be in it, right? I think he's supposed to have an appearance maybe at the end or something.
Maybe an
Because
appearance.
this is supposed to I think this is the WandaVision supposed to like lead into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. At least that was their plans. I don't know. That I don't have. You've seen the trailer for WandaVision, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to. It's just weird. It's weird in all the right ways.
It is.
Like
It's really strange.
I so like it's like this would not have flown. Like this show would not exist 10 years ago. You know,
No.
it's only thanks to the MCU being what it is that we're able to get all these crazy, you know, takes on stuff. Like, you know, when's that what if show? I'm wondering when's that coming out? Because that's
Right.
animated. That's animated, so technically that should be easier to get out, right?
What about Loki? Where's that one?
Oh, I saw there's this. I saw something about a season. I think there's going to be a season 2 of Loki, and I'm like, wait, what about season 1 though?
Right. Or Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
Moon
Loki
Knight.
season 2 release date on Disney Plus confirmed in major leak. What?
Hawkeye.
Oh, that's I think that's in limbo right now because of the Jeremy Renner stuff that happened, right?
I have no what?
Wasn't he like abusive to his wife or something?
I
There
don't
was
know.
some there was some controversy with Jeremy Renner, I think. Mm, mm, Jeremy Renner's controversial past could still threaten his. Renner recently became embroiled in a very serious dispute with his ex-wife, a dispute that he could threaten his future. Hey, there was something where he like did something, and it was like, oh, maybe
Well,
down.
I'm on page 4 of Jeremy Renner, and I got nothing on Google. So
Um, according to the cut, whatever that is, I don't. Whatever Renner's ex-wife described an incident where Renner allegedly wielded a gun, firing it through the ceiling. Yeah, there's some drama that happened. Like this was a while ago, I think. Uh, this article was only October 9th, but I feel like this was like right at the beginning of the pandemic stuff that this came out. But oh wait, no, here no, actually, this is an article from the cut, whatever that some site, I guess. Jeremy Renner's ex-wife claims he threatened to kill her October 14th, 2019. So this is like a year ago. Damn. I don't know, but yeah, because I think that was on hold for a bit because of that. I think so. I don't know, but Loki season 2 is. I guess they like what came from season 1,
oh, I guess. What?
which it's like, okay, what is that even? Like, what's that going to be? You know, because all we know is the logo, right? Like,
Here's kind of what I want Loki to be. I want it to be a series of shorts in the same way of Love, Death, and Robots. I want it to be something like that, but with
I
like
kind of
like Loki stories.
I kind of want it to be like he's universe hopping and he's seeing like alternate versions of himself.
Maybe not like just
He's coming
himself, but
into
like
contact.
alternate versions of the world.
But I mean, like the whole like speculation on the logo was like it's different. Like they're all they're all it's all different
Well,
fonts, right, or whatever.
that's
So
kind of where I got the different short stories in this in like a
yeah,
love, Death, and Robots kind of way. Is the font is that's where I'm getting that from.
yeah. Production weekly issues seem to confirm season 2 of Loki is preparing to begin production, despite the fact fans haven't seen the first.
I haven't seen a trailer even.
Right? Like, I don't know. But hey, sure, why not? Just give me. Wait, currently at stage of pre-production with a target shooting date of January 2022. So, not even shooting next year. But I guess that's kind of that. I guess for big productions and stuff like that, like
Yeah, you
I
do got
guess
to plan them out, a while in advance. But
and everything was pushed back a bit due to COVID and all that. So maybe this was planned to. This would have been shot next year, but it had to be pushed back because everything's pushed back.
right,
We were supposed to get Black Widow in May, and turns out, we were supposed to get 2 MCU movies and this year, and we're not even gonna get one.
not even gonna get one.
And 2 TV shows, right? 2 were supposed to come out this year, I think. I think
WandaVision and
Falcon and Winter
Soldier and
Soldier,
Falcon or whatever. Yeah,
and I don't know if there was ever a time for the What If show, like if that was ever had an actual time window. Anyways, we're going off on a big tangent.
yeah.
But yeah,
Mandalorian.
And that's that's another reason why it's week to week. It's episode week to week. I think is that they're trying to stretch out content. That's how the boys went week to week, even though originally it was all at once.
Right.
And I feel like that's that's another reason. I feel like a lot of these shows we're gonna see week to week. Besides Netflix, they kind of can't do that. Except for like with the few shows that are like, was it that David Letterman show, right? And then like they have like
Right.
certain
Yeah.
reality shows that are week to week, I think, or whatever. And then they had a Joel Hale show or whatever.
Joel McHale.
That was like Joe McHale, yeah, whatever. And then what's that female that Chelsea something.
Chelsea
She
lately.
she had a Netflix show that was like kind of week to week.
Chelsea Handler is her name. Chelsea Lately was the name of her show.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a few shows Netflix does like week, but mostly they do it right where here's all at once.
Yeah.
Which sadly the price of that's going up. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Netflix is raising their price again, but
sure they are, because they can.
Yeah. I guess real quick, one last thing I got. It's something not. It's kind of a show. It's kind of a It's a Rooster Teeth production thing called Last Laugh.
I watched the first episode of that when it came out.
It's weird.
It is.
I've also felt weird because it also had Adam Kovic in it,
It does. Yep.
which he's one of the people who's like controversy happened.
Right.
I'll say that. And he's no longer with Funhouse or Rooster Teeth or whatever. But so that felt weird, but like all these people need psych evals. Like
especially what's his name? I can't remember his name. He's on Funhouse.
John. Something?
Yes.
Yeah.
He needs help. He needs help. I've seen Funhouse episodes with him in, and yeah, he's
Chris Damaris. Oh my god! Like some of the stuff he did. He had a He had a temporary tattoo of John that he put on his big toe. No. I think he did that, and then I think he had one that was on his face. On his stomach.
We should explain what this show is.
Yeah, it's a kind of like a reality type show where like was it like 4 people from Rooster Teeth, whatever the main area, Funhouse, Achievement Hunter, and what else? What's the other division?
That was it.
Was it only 3? I thought it was 4 divisions.
I'm looking at the number of people here, and I'm only seeing Rooster Teeth people, Achievement Hunter, and Funhouse.
How many people are total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus Jeff.
Okay, then maybe it was then. Okay, yeah. So it's them, and they are stuck in a room for 6 hours, and they have 3 lives, and if they laugh, they lose a life, and it's the last person, the last laugh, whatever.
Right, and this was like the last like live action thing that was shot before the pandemic, I think. Is that right? Is this was shot before everybody shut down.
Was it? Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was about to say honestly, I don't even. I know Grudge Night was supposed to come out, but I don't even know what Grudge Night really was. Like, I don't know if that was a live action thing or not, but that was actually supposed to come out right before the whole Ryan and Adam Kovic thing happened, and now that's coming out sometime next year because they're redoing whatever that is. I don't even know what that was, but yeah. So Last Laugh. These people are crazy. Like,
yeah, and
they
like
do some insane stuff.
Yes, like, I mean the whole thing is to get somebody else to laugh. That's the whole. That was the whole idea. And some of these people are fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So you said you only watched the first episode?
Yes, I watched the first one.
Yeah, they got it. It's interesting. Like I'd love to see a season 2 of this with different people.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to see them get like Greg Miller. Cause he's just so crazy, you know. And
I would also like to see Jeremy in this too. Jeremy Dooley.
Jeremy as well, yeah. Yeah, there'd be a handful of other people I'd like to see, you know, jump into this, um, you know, uh, in the Rooster Teeth, area, but in the company wide, whatever. Um, but it's pretty funny. There's I'm not gonna like spoil who wins or whatever because I think it's worth watching. It does get crazy though. There's some stuff that's like you're just like, what am I watching? I think it's only 6 episodes, and they're like I think under 30 minutes each. I think they're like 20 something, maybe. Mm, let me
But
look this
I will
up.
say this: the this does have some of the funniest people in Rooster Teeth, though. Like in this first one, like Elise. Elise is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, so is so is Alfredo. So is Chris Damaris. Like they're absolutely hilarious.
I'm trying to look this up on Verve to see how long the episodes are, but it's not going to pop up. Oh, there we go. I think there's a trailer and then 6 episodes. It's weird because like the way I guess Verve is set up, it just says episode 1 official trailer.
Right? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but there's
They're like
six episodes
30
and
minutes,
they're 30 minutes each around.
roughly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it gets crazy, they've got they pretty much have all the popular, like at least most of the popular people from
Mm-hmm.
the three they got the Blaine, the Chris, the Gus, the Elise, and um what's her husband's name? Um
If you didn't ask me this, I would have told. I could tell you. If you
I
James,
I was just like
James Willem,
James, yes,
James Willem,
James.
James and Elise Willem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can think of the last name, yeah, but it was just like, yeah, James, Michael, Alfredo, and then then they have some people that may not like. I didn't know who John was from Funhouse, mostly because I
I
don't
only
watch
knew
Funhouse stuff.
John from a couple of the Funhouse videos. I don't watch Funhouse a lot, but I had seen John before.
Yeah, and they had like Fiona and Lindsay.
Yeah.
It's like some people make it about as far as you think they will.
Right.
And then some will actually surprise you. The winner surprised me. I It's very shocking who won. Like I don't know if that got spoiled for you
Nope.
or not,
Nope.
but
I have no idea who won.
yeah, it's not who you would have expected. I'll say that. Um so it's funny. So it's like and Jeff's in a room with like 6 monitors or multiple monitors or whatever watching
Mm.
and stuff like that, and it's like it's funny because like some of them will like some people will try to defend themselves and be like, oh, that this the character I was doing was laughing, and then other people will get on them like, oh yeah, my character is supposed to be laughing all the time too.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty funny some of the excuses that they try to do to get out of it, to try. And Jeff does call them out on some stuff that's kind of questionable, but then he's like, I've been kind of giving you a pass, for a few different, situations that were questionable. So and it's pretty fair for the most part. And then they throw in people like they'll throw in Barbara
Right.
to shake things up. They'll throw in Jack. They'll throw in random people just to shake things up and to try to, you know, whenever like Jeff's like, oh, it seems like you know thing the you know things are a little calm right now. Let's throw Barbara in and add some chaos, or let's throw Trevor in to you know for this reason, and or Jack to play this kind of character, or what stuff like that. It's a tough, it's an interesting, funny show, and it's just one of those things where it's one of those shows that I've like heard about, and I just never got around to watching, and I was just like, the world is a really dark place, and this show is about laughing, so I kind of want to watch this
Right.
right now. But yeah, that's all I got. So
Okay, well, I got one more because I totally forgot about something I watched. I mentioned in Mandalorian, that the Crate Dragon was like a graboid from Tremors, and that reminded me, oh yeah, I fucking watched the latest Tremors movie that came out like a week ago. 2 weeks ago.
You mentioned last movie TV episode, which I think the audio for that got messed up, right? Or
No, not the
was
last
that
one.
the previous one? Okay, yeah. So then yeah, I think it was that you were watching Tremors, the older ones, right?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I thought you. Okay.
But yeah, the Tremors 7.
No, we brought up Tremors at our D&D game. That's what I'm thinking of. It was mentioned, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've been wanting to watch Tremors recently because actually this was an anniversary year for Tremors. I want to say, like, there was a documentary
Really?
that came out
Huh.
like a week before this was going to be released. And they made 7 Tremors movies.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
7?
This is number 7, plus a TV show that didn't do well.
I didn't even know about the TV show.
I know I think I watched the TV show. I know I watched the first episode at least. I know that. But yeah, this is Tremors Shrieker Island. And it took them 7 movies to get where it took Jurassic Park 4. And that is a genetically altered graboid.
Okay.
Which that doesn't even really play much into it. Like, there was so much that they could have done with this movie that they had ideas, but they had no idea. The writers had no idea how to execute them. And the only character that has shown up in all 7 Tremors movies plus the TV show, Burt Gummer, was done wrong. He was done wrong in this movie. Like, Burt Gummer is like your go-to, paranoid, he's paying attention to everything. He's, armed to the teeth. Doesn't fire a single gun this whole movie.
Huh.
The dude that had more guns than the whole state of Nevada didn't fire a single gun in this movie. Also, when going up against Shriekers, and these are genetically altered Shriekers, but they came out of a genetically altered graboid, that actually, when they shrieked, they actually could not paralyze a person, but oh no, hold my ears and crouch down kind of a thing. I don't know really what you would call that kind of, it's a sound attack, I guess. You know, something that Burt Gummer would remember before marching into a cave full of shriekers, almost forgot to put on his ear protection. And another character had to remind him, like, hey, ear protection. Like, wait, no, he would be the person reminding the other person. That's not right. Or walking into a quote landmine field with like tripwire with grenades at the end or dynamite at the end of it. He wasn't paying attention and had to be stopped by another character before he went on the tripwire. Like, no. What? Who the hell wrote this Burt Gummer? Because this is not the Burt Gummer I know and love. If you can't tell, I'm a Tremors fan. I love Tremors.
Never seen one.
He was done so wrong in this movie. You never seen Tremors? I did not know. I've talked about Tremors on this show before, and you probably said this last time. That is a shock to me. You should watch it. You should watch at least the first 4.
I don't know. They never the Tremors movies. I always thought they were like they always had that like old sci-fi movie feel to it. Like
the first one's the best one. It's horror comedy, not even horror. It's a monster flick with some comedy in it. There's a good fun. And yeah, I just now let's say what did help this movie? Jamie Kennedy was not in it. Because he was.
That's right. He was in one of them, right? Yeah.
He was in 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
He was in 5 and 6. But instead, there was a guy who kind of looked like Jamie Kennedy, but a much better actor was in this one. But he wasn't playing the same character. But, yeah. And honestly, this wouldn't surprise me if this was the last Tremors movie. Make me sad.
I mean, there's 7 of them. How many do you want? Like,
I mean, I was surprised after, after 3 that they made more. Now, while I like 4, didn't quite care for 5. 6 was not good either. This one was also not good. Just because they did, like they had decent ideas that they could have gone with, but like I said, the writers didn't know how to flesh out their idea. And what also has kind of surprised me is that Tremors has yet to take this to a populated area. There has not been a movie that takes place in a place where there's more than 5 people.
Oh, really?
It's always deserted areas where, like, the entire cast or the entire population, of this village, of this town, are, actors are like in this movie. As like with speaking lines and all that. It's like there's no bit parts in Tremors movies. But yeah, unfortunately, this one was not great. But I do recommend at least the first 4.
Okay.
First one being the best one. Then they kind of go downhill from there. So, but I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. It says the door is still open for an 8th Tremors movie. It may seem unlikely by what happened at the end, and that's true. They put a nail in the coffin.
Gotcha.
I'm just going ahead and just say it. Just you don't want to know what happens at the end of this movie, then one, if you care enough, why have you not seen it yet? Burt Gummer, or who has been in all, well, Michael Gross has been in all of the Tremors movies, all 7 of them. Played Burt Gummer in 6 of them because number 4 takes place like in like the 1800s, but plays like his ancestor. Dies at the end of this movie. Like, that sucks. He was killed by a graboid.
Huh.
Went out the way he lived.
So you want more, or
I do. Even though, like I said, they've gone downhill, I will still fucking watch them. But that doesn't mean I won't complain.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
It is. They're not good movies. The best thing that they could do is bring back Kevin Bacon. Because he was only in that first movie.
I don't. It's a tall order for Tremors 8 is to get Kevin Bacon.
He was in the documentary that, like I said, that came out like a week before this movie dropped. Looking at the, this is the 30th year of Tremors, by the way. That's why there was a documentary.
Now, was it like him now, or was it like footage?
No, it was him. It was him now. It was a. Okay. It was an interview of like him now.
Interesting. I could see Kevin Bacon being in Tremors 8. Just seems. Then again, we had Keanu Reeves and Bill and Ted 3, so.
It's true. True. Although it's kind of different though, because Bill and Ted kind of made Keanu Reeves, while Tremors did not make Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah. That's true, I guess.
No, in fact, during the documentary, Kevin Bacon said, at the time I thought like, oh no, this is where my life has been, where this normal acting career has ended up, is these kind of movies. Like, I get it, but like, Tremors became a cult hit.
Oh, it's definitely, yeah. I definitely, I know that it's one of those cult classics. Yeah. I don't know. I never really got around to watching it, and it never seemed like my kind of movie.
If anything, I recommend the first one. Is it actually streaming anywhere? Huh. Yeah, it's on DirecTV and Fubo. Kind of figured it'd be on Netflix, because that's where, like literally like 2 weeks ago, Tremors 7 released on Blu-ray. This week it shows up on Netflix. That's how it was with 6 too. Soon after it released, it showed up on Netflix.
Wow.
So you kind of think like they're all on Netflix. Oh.
You think, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Alrighty. Yeah. I don't got anything else as well. Kind of got big on the binging through Blind Spot. I'm gonna try to watch a variety of stuff for next time. There's a bunch of different things I have on my watch list that I've been meaning to get around to. Just you just get stuck on one thing for a while, and you
Mm-hmm.
end up neglecting other things.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happened to me, and I didn't like because I didn't watch anything because I've been back into Critical Role a lot.
No, gotcha.
Because I've already talked about Critical Role, but like I'm finally past the quarantine break, so like I'm like 10 episodes behind now, which is like 40 hours. So like
Yeah,
I've watched
that's
105 episodes. It's
oh,
450 hours. 450 hours.
wow. That's a lot. That's dedication
Yeah.
or obsession. I don't know. Tomato, tomato.
Well, it's a good thing to have on in the background while I'm actually working, like at my job.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Since you're working from home, you can do that.
you're right.
Gotcha. Okay, then. I guess this. Hey, hopefully, knock on wood. So far, we didn't have any issues. Episode 404.
Hopefully.
Then again, like I said, like, I don't know, weeks ago, we have issues on every episode. So it would just make sense for this episode to be the one where we don't have issues.
That's right.
It'd be
That's right.
ironic, you know. So okay, be sure to check out all the previous episodes at thegeeksftw.com or wherever, you listen to your podcasts. Even if it's not there, we got the RSS feed is at thegeeksftw.com. So, you can listen to it wherever you listen. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at thegeeksftw. Stuart is at Casual Terror, and I'm at willplaygames_. And Stuart, you had something you wanted to?
Yes, I was told. Hold on a second. Let me give me. Okay, I was told to read out this ad. All right, let me get because I gotta get things set up here. Make sure everything's right for this ad. All right, there's music I have to play for this too. All right, everybody hear that?
Creepy carnival music.
Yeah. Oops. Turn you up.
This Sunday afternoon, Soulcrest is hosting a world-famous show. It will be tons of fun. So much fun that you'll never want to leave. The wondrous Avavra will also be there, and as well as the amazing Dagmar, winner of Souls. And of course me, Tasha's Kiss. So please, join us this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern for our Extra Life D&D one-shot. I promise the food will be delicious.
That's it.
Alrighty. And if you don't join us, the VOD will be up right on YouTube,
Yes.
just like all our others, right?
No, I
Are they
don't.
on
I
there?
don't put
Are they
up
not on there?
our D&D on
You don't?
on
Okay.
YouTube, but this one I will.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah. Since I guess, since it is a one shot self contained.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess with that, we will catch you next time.
Yeah, and like I said, Extra Life, this weekend, tomorrow, and Sunday, 8 to 8 Eastern, Saturday, and Sunday. So for the kids.